All right, guys, thank you. We're about to experience a bump. And we're about to bring in keynote speaker, the father of Golem. He's actually the father and the daddy of Golem. He always wants to do like he's young. He's not young, but he's a young man at heart, and he has a message for young people. But briefly, I want to tell you something, guys, that I was recently invited by the United States of America, all expense paid, to study business in one of the best business schools in the world, Mendoza Business School. And let me tell you how this has happened. Remember, because of the technology of what? Human. Of what? Human. When Filippiano was asking for 100 million, do you know what I was asking for? 100 million people. 100 million people. 100 million young men who are going to transform their local environment, who are going to transform their friends, who are going to transform their neighbors, who are going to produce another technology. And at that point, 100 million will be nothing to me, because just one of them that is going to take it more serious, threatened by the things we are going to say, is going to just say, Oluboripo, you are organizing a Paris Finance Conference. Can I send you $1 million for it? And I'm sure it's going to happen. Did you hear what all of them have been talking about? The power of your words. This event, I have said it since last year. After OU, we are going to ILORIN. After OU, we are going to ILORIN. No fund, no direction, no nothing. But where are we now? ILORIN. And when I say Dubai Finance Conference, we are going there. UK Finance Conference, we are going there. US Finance, we have people in these countries. We have people, in fact, the head of welfare is in the US. The head of education is in the UK. We have people everywhere. So even if you migrate and you japa, you are japaing with Golem. We are going with you, and you are going to establish this. Can you help me to have a stand on your feet and give our keynote speaker a standing ovation? See, this person is sorry, don't come here, sir. Hold on for me 1 minute. Mr. Gbenga is someone. Look at us. I don't think there's an Instagram celebrity here, and it's intentional. We did it for our first 2 events, but these are the main celebrities. And I think they deserve a lot of celebration, because of what influencers are doing for you is just entertainment. They are doing well. It's just information, which is sometimes wrong, and entertainment. But what these people are doing for you is education and impartation. So please, celebrate our keynote speaker, Mr. Gbenga Totoyi, with a sound and a round of applause. Let's play his introduction too.
Oh, really? Yes. That's taken out of my time. No. What's his name? Chika kept saying, you guys keep playing the video. So I'm happy that at least there's some repeats from there. You are in UI, please raise your hand. Just wave at me. Okay, nice. Okay. You got some value from that session. Some value. Okay, cool. But I'll use sorry, it's Amapiano that's in my head. I'll use Amapiano as an example of one thing I want to get across today. And again, forgive me, I'll be very simple. I really just, it's one thing I love to do, to simplify complex things, just so that people really get it. I don't want this to be one of those sessions when I'm done, we're like, ah man, that man said a lot of things. And I'll be like, what did I say? What did you get? And it will have me, he said a lot. I don't want you to be overly excited to a point where you can't say this is the value you got. And that was why, to be honest, I think my conference is done. I think my time in ILORIN is done, because since yesterday and since I got in here this morning, I've taken my time to answer almost any question anyone gave me, and really just spend time with people, because I think that it's important that we can get a few things. So I'm making this as a public promise, as God will help me. So I just asked him now that does it have a distribution deal for his music? Right? Because yeah, I just asked him and we've talked. And I'm doing this not for any cloud chasing, but I owe you a meeting with Dr. Foy, who today has a music distribution label with Sony. I'm doing that. Like some people would tell. Okay, so maybe some people didn't get what I just said. You see, it's one thing for us to have gifts and have passion projects and to be very excited as young people. There's another thing entirely to think of the commercial value of that excitement.
Yeah.
All I saw here, so confession, I've heard that Sakwa song a few times. And one person that has huge influence on my life has used it as reference when he was talking. I've never met you before. I've never heard the song fully before. I've just picked it up from the environment. You know, I just pick up things from the environment. And at a point, I had to quickly pick up my phone and record him. And I was recording him. I was sending him to Dr. Foy. You know why I did that? Very few people can really connect. And when you see something that is connecting, that has energy and connect with young people, what I see is commercial value.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I just thought to make that public confession or promise, and hopefully we'll get it somewhere. Because that was a lot of dance, that was a lot of energy. But what I was looking for is streams and money and sustainable income to sustain his passion. Am I?
Yes, sir.
And that is the sort of world, and I'll quickly jump into it. That's the sort of world that you are in now, where you can be in you can be in some remote give me the remotest village in Nigeria. Just try, just let your mind fly. You can be in Sambisa Forest and have something of value and put it on what has connected the entire world, and your entire life can just change like this. So he didn't know I was recording him, for instance, and he didn't know who I know, and I was sending that. And yeah, that was how I was somewhere, and this guy that sang intentional. I just heard it. I was like, this looks good. Give me a date when you want to release your product. Fast forward, he's almost done with his record label, and he's signed to Dr. Foy for distribution and all of that, and his life has changed. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So come back. I would like people to ask me any question. So when you heard I was coming to speak, or you know about this program and there's going to be a keynote session, tell me one thing you want to learn. Anything. 1, 2. Go ahead. Make it quick. When building a brand, say that again. Yeah. When building a brand that focuses on visibility or than focusing on visibility. Okay.
Why is it so difficult to see that African brands in that area do very well?
Start all over again.
When building a brand that focuses on visibility, why is it that African brands find it very difficult to do very well? For instance, I was making a research on PR companies in the world and the ones that are doing very well.
So which firms did you
among the top 100, there is none from Africa.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you very, very sure?
Very sure, sir.
Okay, go on.
So I just wanted
you
to
researched top 100 PR firms in the world, and none was from Africa.
Yes.
Did you not do top 150?
No, I ended at 100. I started with 10. I went to 20. I went
It's
to 50.
okay. Did you do top 150? No. Okay, so what's your question?
My question is, what are the bottlenecks?
Why do you want to know?
Because that is where I want to go into.
So why are you studying the bottlenecks than the success?
Because if you don't know the problem, you will know the solution.
If you know the problem, you are problem focused, and you will always have problems. Even from your question, I can see the problem already. So somewhere at the back of your mind now, PR firms in Africa are not globally successful. Somewhere in your mind. But you see, that's why I said, are you sure? Because before you landed that question, in my own head, there is extreme ideas owned by Babaiko, Steve Babaiko, that is in today 5 African countries, that owns the biggest PR budget for Globacom. That's my own head. So what you are saying is semi-not true. But it's your reality. And then, like I said, you search top 100. So what was their value? How much did they make? What was their revenue size year on year? Use the mic, don't worry, use the mic.
Some were doing billions, while most were doing millions in US dollars.
It's okay. So, some people were, I was with some people this morning, so let me do what I want to do now, and you can understand what I'm trying to do. No, stand. If I say top 150 companies in the world in revenue size, top 150 companies in the world, do you think a Nigerian company can be there? Tell me a Nigerian company that you think, when you are rating top 150 companies in the world by revenue size in dollars, your face has started changing, in dollars, tell me 3 Nigerian companies that will be on that list.
I may not know 3, but Dangote group of companies.
That's one.
Renault.
Rain Oil or?
The whole company itself.
Which one?
Renault Conglomerate.
I don't know. Go on.
And I think those are just 2 I can remember.
Okay, African companies. You don't know? Okay. So God saved your head. So, Dangote Group, by revenue size, is number 120, is in the top 120 businesses in the entire world. But you see, what I'm doing with my question is where you started from. You are trying to build a successful PR firm, but somewhere in your mind, you already feel, because I'm from Nigeria and Africa, I can't really be successful. Because you've researched top 100 in the world and you're not successful. If you had just pushed it by maybe another 120 or 150, perhaps you will have seen success. And perhaps the question can now be, I have seen that in the top 150 companies in the world, there are a few successful Nigerian or African businesses. How can I be like them? Just that reframing changes your entire outlook. Because now you know that it is possible, and then you can pursue it. But your initial frame, what you focus, you magnify. What you focus on, you magnify. Your initial frame was, what are the bottlenecks? Dangote still has bottlenecks. Dangote today finished the refinery and is having a problem receiving supply of crude from Nigeria. If he considered that, he would not have built. But he has built, he has capacity. The problem he has today is that there is oversized capacity, if I can use that word, to meet the demand, but something is going to come and meet him. Does that not change the frame? And this is the biggest question you now need. This is the question you didn't ask that you should have asked. Have you started a PR firm?
I am bringing people together for now.
You are wasting time. Why should I join you when you have not started? You know this thing, follow me. Uncle, where are you going first? Tell me where you are going. And if it aligns with where I'm going, then I will follow. If it does not look like where I'm going, I'll wave at you and wish you well. Why do you need to bring people together when you have not started? Do you have a registered business name?
I have a name, but it's not registered.
With these few points of mine, I humbly advise you, well, no matter how big your dreams are, no matter how passionate you are about anything you want to do, stop loving the idea of having an idea. Get started. Do something. In this place, as you are like this, what's the name of that company?
The Flip Media.
The Flip Media.
The Flip Media.
The Flip, F-L-I-P. Remove media, start the Flip. Register on Instagram today, now, right now, before I finish talking. Because if you can't do that, then you can't sell to me. Then if you can't sell to me, you've lost an opportunity of probably being introduced to a market that can change you. And you are caught up with, I have an idea, I want to. There's a level of knowledge that you get by doing, by starting. There's another one by failing.
Yeah.
Just fail already. Make money and lose it already. Then you, like yesterday, what you were trying to say, okay, but some people say when they make their first million, it's have to make their 10 million. I said no. When they've made and lost the first 1 million, then they're in a better position to want to make 10 million. Because if you make 1 million and you get to 10 million and you have never lost 1 million, that 10 million might give you hypertension. Because if you now lose the 10 million, you may never start trying to make 1 million again. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks. Next question. Are you getting something? Shoot. Go ahead. Don't have time. I hope you are not scared of asking questions.
I'm not scared. So, I'm not going to lie, sir. You basically giving me some answers to my questions, but I'm still going to ask you regardless.
No, you are eating into my time.
No, just quickly, sir. Just give me what you've got. How do you conquer the fear of failure, the fear of
Start. You think I'm not afraid facing this crowd like this? Because I don't know, my rep must not fall. There was a rep I said in UI. I'm composed. You see this tease, people, I've been hearing this tease since yesterday. People have been forming like I know what it means. Someone needs to help me what this tease means. Style with ease. Oh, that's tease. Yeah. Okay, now I get it. All right, so what am I here to talk about? So Paul reached out to me. I said, "Okay, we are taking you to UI. Why are you raising your hand? You have a question? After. Don't lose your question. Just hold it. Or better still, send it to me on Instagram. Just so don't forget, send it to me on Instagram. Gbenga Totoyi. Gbenga Totoyi. I will answer. This is what I want to say. So he reached out, let's go talk about the evolution of finance and technology. And I felt, okay, good. I will just come with my same notes now. Same notes I used in UI. I will just come with the same thing. But I will have some updates on it. Because the interesting thing is, I was telling somebody 2 days ago that the world of work changed up until, there's a version of the world of work that changed up until the year 2000, right? From the year 2000 to pre-COVID, we saw another version of changes to the world of work, right? But in my humble opinion, COVID forced the entire world to pause and reevaluate and change a number of things. And there is a post-COVID world of work, right? So imagine my challenge when I have to talk to people that were not born in the year prior 2000 and to talk to people that were born in the year 20,000 and below. I will struggle to say some things, right? But I'll try and quickly put it together and lay a foundation because, interestingly enough, Paul, 2 areas where we have seen the most change in the entire world is finance and tech. Two things or 2 specific areas or verticals, like we like to say, that will continue to influence the way the world is finance and tech. In fact, in Nigeria, there's so much boom, there's so much happening that, particularly in finance, right? Well, let me lay a foundation and I'll come back to it. For instance, this current government in 8 years is creating a $1 trillion US size economy. $1 trillion US. And to be the arrowhead of that transformation, the entire FSI space, particularly banking, is going to be the arrowhead of that. And in case you are not aware, that is why the banks this year are all out and they'll start raising money. Because I know I'm talking to a lot of finance people. So for instance, if you've been doing anything around GT Bank and all of that, you've been seeing slices of orange. It's preparatory to them raising, there's going to be a public offer very soon. So be prepared to buy shares. And then if you follow, Fidelity Bank was in the news some days ago about that. These guys are raising like $250,000, no, 250 billion, 350 and all of that. That's what they are raising. And if you've been in the economy as well, the government selling bonds, selling treasury bills, and mopping money from the economy, all of that is geared towards us becoming the size of the economy. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. The size of the Nigerian economy 8 years from now will be $1 trillion US. Question is, how can you be a part of that? Right? So let's lay the foundation. I used to say that 3 things has changed in the world and is changing simultaneously. One is the idea of work, what we call work. It has changed significantly. Career paths that I had when I was growing up, even if I was sharing the same thing, so studied economics, and I've always wanted to work in investment banking, right? But today, that's not what I'm doing. What investment banking was then compared to what it is now is not the same. Work as we've always known it is not the same. Work is now more very iterative. It's very project-based. Up until this morning, I woke up to an email with someone saying, hey, allow me, I've seen your agency online and I want you to help me get remote jobs. That was not so 10, 20, 30 years ago, where you will want to work but not want to go to work. Now, that change is not going to stop. In fact, very rarely, except for production companies, even those production companies run what we call shifts. Very rarely now in Nigeria, Africa, and the world do you have companies where it is so static, you have to be at work all the time and all of that. It's not so. In fact, there are new career paths created out of the changes that we have seen in the world that has created industries or career paths that never existed before. You must have heard me talk about this story, and I'll repeat it for those that are hearing me for the first time. I think it must have been year 19, nothing less than 20 years ago. I stumbled on a report, top 70 paying jobs in the year 2030. That was a report, that was the title. Of course, I saw money, and I saw 2030, and it got my attention. About 20-30% of the list of jobs then had something to do with technology and had something to do with the moon. Do you know what that has done to work or career paths available around moon exploration? So there was a time we couldn't even think of flying to the moon. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Fast forward, we have now had successful flights to and from the moon to a point where there's now a wait list for people wanting to fly to the moon and back commercially. So, for instance, what that has done to work, as it were, is that there are more scientists and people with maths and statistics background that can go into research and work with the NSA, for instance, in America. And what they are doing the research they are working on is about moon exploration. That's on one end. The other end is that it has changed the way we look at ordinary jobs around flights to the or around flying. So you could have, prior the time when we had successful flights to the moon and back, all we had were pilots who could fly to the moon. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Doing all that research and exploration. Now, there is, that job has changed in the sense that you can now come and say, I just don't want to be a pilot. I want to be a pilot that flies commercial flights to the moon and back. Because there was a time we couldn't think of it. It was only for, countries and scientists and stuff like that. But 20, 30 years on, there's breakthrough technology that allows us to fly to the moon and back. That has done one thing to the job of being a pilot. One, you can remain a pilot and keep flying commercial flights, America, Doha, and co. Or you can come and say, you know what, if this is the direction of my industry, if very soon, you don't want to know the amount of money channeled towards moon exploration. So all of a sudden, we can be here and say 10 years, 20 years from now, you may say, what does he say? I'm saying gibberish. But 10, 20 years from now, commercial flights to the moon and back will be like vacation. So all of a sudden, a pilot needs to sit and say, wait, I have been flying 30 years. What is flying going to look like 10, 20, 30 years from now? Will commercial flights to the moon and back and other planets outweigh commercial flights to other countries? And so, do I stick with this job or begin to learn and adapt and be ready for a time or a world where my job role will have changed as the world has changed? I need to be sure you're getting what I'm trying to say. So the idea of work has changed. And I can say that across many areas. A few people that have met me since yesterday are saying, oh, I'm studying accounting, I want to be an accountant. I'm always quick to query, why, where, which sectors do you want to work? Because working in and around finance is changing. There is finance for people interested in green energy. That's a whole 10, 20 years ago, it was not this needed. But there's a whole world of opportunity that has opened for people who are saying, I'm not just in financing, I'm not just in investment banking or VC work and all of that. I am more focused around businesses and startups and stuff like that that are interested in saving the economy. They are interested in green energy. And there's a whole world around that. My point to you this morning, guys, is don't sit in ILORIN or studying accounting and finance and all you see is that I'll finish and I'll be an accountant and I'll rise to be a CFO. I'm going to ask you, what career paths, what industries do you want to work in? Because you are now in a world where industries and countries look at finance for multiple areas. And that is changing the type of jobs that is available in finance. If all you see is debit and credit, you are late. If all you see is, I study and I pass ICANN or ACCA, you are late. Question is, like I said this morning, be outcome focused with your thinking. When you are now done with ICANN, done with your BSc, what do you want to do with it? Which industries do you want to work in? Which industries in Nigeria today, for instance, need accountants the most? And hey, accountants, you love numbers. But in the world today, do we see accountant finance people or do we see data scientists? Does that then not suggest, I'm doing ICANN, I'm doing maths, I'm doing statistics, but the world I'm going into no longer calls us as accountants. They are looking at us as data management people. So, while I'm still in school or as I'm graduating, I need to start reading articles and registering for certification exams around data management, data mining, data science, things like that. Such that I come out with BSc account finance and all of that, but I'm not throwing accounting at people, I'm throwing my knowledge of numbers and ability to apply it in different areas. So you can come to a real estate, you are the real estate guy, right? I can come to you and I can tell you, oh, Lagos is a red market for real estate. And I can tell you, go to Abuja, go to Oyo, or go to any other places. And when I'm saying, what are you saying? I'm saying, this is the space in the market because I've looked at the population of this state and that state, and I've compared to the land mass in that state, and I am saying, people would rather not want to flog Leggy and Ekpe. Based on the numbers I'm seeing, your return on investment has a higher probability when you go to here and there. Have I talked accounting? Have I said debit and credit? But have I used my knowledge and background in debit and credit to make that case? Yes. This is 2 years. I've been telling anyone that cares to listen that is in real estate, leave Lagos, go to Abuja. Better still, go to Abuja and point them to Lagos. You are in Lagos selling the land, but selling the land is not the only thing you are doing. You are selling yourself to investors and partners. Money bags willing to give you the money to do the investment. So are they only in Lagos? No. Why not go to Abuja where one person can write you $1 billion check and say there is investment in Lagos? Because it's wrong to think the money and the land is in Lagos. Are you? So work as we know it has changed. Don't come to me and say I'm a digital marketer. That was 7-10 years ago. Come to me and say I understand new media and I can help position your market properly I can help position your company in the market such that your return on sales year on year can grow 20%. Have I said digital media? Have I said I'm a digital marketer? What have I said? I've connected the need of the business to a knowledge I have that makes you look at me. Are you sure you're going to give me a role as a digital marketer to manage social media handles? No. The workplace has also changed. Different organizations of different sizes. I've seen some of you, your handles, you told me I'm Cowrie-wise, I'm campus ambassador. Why? All of a sudden you have a business in Lagos that have seen the value with connecting with students in the student environment and begin to sell their app and sell their product. Okay, how many of you here have a PiggyVest account? Raise your hand, please. Thank you. How many of you here have a Cowrie-wise account? How many of you have been to Cowrie-wise or PiggyVest office? Raise your hand if you have been there before. You've been to the office before. Can you see the rate at which the numbers went down? But how come you are banking with them? Because the idea of such organizations have changed. How they sell their products and services to connect to an audience that's increasingly younger has changed. So you're not going to imagine you wanting to come out of school to work in such organizations, but you do not understand how such organizations have changed. My point is, work as we knew it has changed. The worker has also changed. The workplace has changed. I can go to work like this on Monday. Well, maybe not, sir. At least not in my office. But the offices I can go to work like this on Monday, and I'm totally cool. You couldn't have done that 20, 30 years ago. But you see, that was one. The biggest part I wanted to come and talk to us about today. So those are three things that is changing the world of work, right? And they are happening simultaneously. The change is not even the issue. It is the pace of the change that is the issue. The fourth element, and for a long time I struggled with this until 2 years ago, and I decided. So if you had asked me this question a year or two ago, I would have just told you those first three things as what is changing the world of work. Are you still with me? Am I too fast? Am I boring? Are you getting something? Should I continue? Should I go home? I was just kidding. I was just trying to get your energy up. So not until last year, I told myself there is a fourth element that is changing the world of work, and that is the economy. All of a sudden, there is the question to ask: if I have found the skill that is needed in the workplace, if I have built myself to be of value to one organization or the other, and like Rose was saying earlier, if I have found all these skills and I know I want to work in finance, all of a sudden I need to add the fourth element and start asking myself, what's the economic value of the skill set that I have? What's the economic value of the career paths I am considering compared to others? And I need you guys to understand what I'm trying to say. This is where I need to let you know that I understand how tough Lagos, Nigeria is. I understand how tough the world is. I understand that as young people, we do the things we feel like doing. We do the things we vibe to. But what's the economic value of that vibe? Between you training yourself to be an accountant, when you come out of school, what's your entry-level salary? To you staying back and saying, as against just coming out with a degree in finance or accounting, which the world needs, and I want to say work in public announcements. You know, one of the first things that will shock you when you come out of school is the fact that your salary would differ from each other, even if you graduate at the same year with the same grade. Because salary grade per company, per industry, per career path differs. And I'm here to announce to you and to say it is okay to begin to look at the economic value of what career path you are choosing to determine the path you should get on. Because these changes that we are seeing to the world of work is bringing some massive shift to economics. I'm struggling to communicate this thing, and I don't know if you guys are getting what I'm trying to say. So I'm in my head, I'm flipping, I'm trying to get examples to share with us. Who is an engineer here? Engineer. Which area? What? Do you mind? Can I? I can't. Sir. Okay. So what sort of things can you do? You are speaking in tongues. You are speaking in Greek. Huh? Meaning? Amazing. Start again.
Bioremediation is
Yeah.
a process of creating enzymes that are able to eat up oil spills to reduce oil pollution and environmental damages.
Amazing. So where are you hoping, what sort of jobs can you do?
Basically, I have not...
Let everybody hear you. You've not thought about it. What level are you in?
300 level.
300 level. So that's right there is part of my problem. Allow me use you as an example. This is part of the problem. So you are in school and doing the course just to do the course and to graduate. It's different from being in school, doing this course because of what you can do with it when you graduate. I need you to understand. See, I'm changing my note. It's different.
Yes, it's different.
I am now saying, in deciding what to do, what course to do, what career path to be on because of the course you are doing, consider which path gives you your best bet in terms of economic impact and returns.
Yes, sir.
You see, you don't get it.
So I get.
Because me, as I'm looking at you like this, in my head, we have to find a way to get you into countries and organizations that are concerned about environmental safety and health. It's different from you saying, I graduate and I'll just be an engineer. To cause a shift in your generation, your next 2 years like this now, just Google now and say, countries with the highest investment and focus on environmental safety in oil exploration. You see those top 5 countries should be on your list of countries, or that's country. Then say top 20 global, you are a smart person, you have dropped the mic. Top 20 global oil exploration companies that are conscious of the safety of the environment. You see those top 20, 30 companies all of a sudden becomes companies that you are thinking of going to work in. You guys cannot get what I'm saying. You are not because I can tell you for free. Even if you aim, okay, so I need you guys to get this thing. How many of you have heard the news of oil companies exiting Nigeria? So imagine how somehow this is that you are in school studying engineering. This man has gotten it. With the potential or desire or career focus or working in companies that are leaving. And it has not crossed your mind to either leave or consider your options or ask yourself, where are they going? And that becomes the focus of where you are going. Or else you then graduate and you come into a country. Paul, I'm struggling here. And some uncles and aunties and some people would then start making you feel guilty about having a dream to take your career outside the country. Are they okay? Can't they see the company is leaving? And it's not about Nigeria making them leave. It's about a global world that has crashed the boundaries. And it's saying, just have the skill that we need. Either you are a Muslim, Christian, tall, short, fat, slim, born in Afghanistan, born in Castina. Once you have the skill we need, we will bring the visa to your house. We will carry you and your entire family. It does not have anything to do, because some of you, all you are hearing is UK are saying 2 years visa. All of those things are the things you are hearing. What I am saying to you, you are living in a world that has changed. So the companies and the countries in the world are changing to adjust to a world that is changing, and they now require new skills that some of our schools are not preparing us for. That means the responsibility is on you and I to find the skills that the companies of the world are looking for, and they will do anything to find you and pay you in dollars. So why do you want to come out and go be a contract staff in Shell and Mobil and earn 1 million naira when, if you give yourself 2 years, I'll tell you, go to Norway. That's the country in the world with the biggest oil investment. I'll tell you, go to Norway. Yeah, let me stay with Norway. And you can earn $1 million a month. I'm only saying, for once, get out of your feeling, get out of your passion, and ask yourself, what is the economic value of the career path I'm taking? Because why come out of school and go earn 1 million naira when you can come out of school and earn $1 million? And why will you not consider that when your parents have used their entire life savings and pension to send you to school, and they are waiting for you to graduate and say, I'm done, you are now on your own, get married. And that is all they've done. And they are right. When you are now on your own, are you not going to consider the value of what you are doing the rest of your life? And I don't care the dreams and the passion you have. I'm saying to have $1 million in your hand is different from having $1 million. Are you guys getting me? I'm only saying, stop calling yourself a digital marketer. What's the value? What's the economic value of digital marketing? Can it save your destiny? If it can, pursue it. I'm saying, please, in this one, it's personal to me. Don't have a career to be a public speaker. It's not a career path. Don't have dream to be a public speaker. I'm not a public speaker. I am speaking in the public. I have other careers. That gives me the money and the experience that gives me the right to come and stand to you. And if you are not listening to me, you are the one losing, not me. Because I have something to say in the public. And if I'm not saying it in the public, I've been saying it in the private since yesterday. Public speaking is not a career path. One of the many reasons, there's no commercial value. Are you getting it? Write on your notes, my career path. Put question beside it. What's the commercial value? And spend the next 1 year dealing with that. That is the world you are coming into. Don't tell me tech. Ask yourself, if I invest my next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, how is this going to, what's the cocoa, what commercial value am I getting? You are in media today. Don't tell me. It's not media. We are in the same Nigeria. How much did Funke Akindele make from? I am saying, I know you have a passion for acting, and you are preparing yourself to be an actor. I'm asking you to shift somewhere in your brain to now say, acting for passion is one. Acting to do a business or to have a career path to a point where I can produce a film and do that billion. I'm asking you to start thinking like that. That's all I'm saying. Don't tell me, hey, I want to start my business. I'm passionate about business. Story. What is the commercial value of this thing you are passionate about? When they say on your marks, set, go, and I'm going and you are going, 5 years from now, show me your bank account, I'll show you mine. Show me value in monetary terms and I'll show you mine. That's what I'm asking us to do today. You are starting a business, you are doing any career. I'm challenging every one of us today. Get out of school, get out of your head. Get out of this feeling with this passion, this thing that does not have money, that does not have commercial value, that does not do your destiny any good. And ask yourself, oh, why am I going to be in school 5 years, 8 years, and come out as a doctor, and you are not so good that your 1 hour is worth $1 million US? Stop thinking you are young. You will soon be old. And you will soon be married. And you soon have responsibilities. And you will not be looking up to heaven. If you are looking up, some people are looking at you. And when your eyes come down, they will ask you, this is the bill, and you have to pay. That's what I'm saying. And I hope with these 3 points of mine, please, do me one favor. Please sit. This thing embarrasses me, actually. And actually, just sit. Do me one favor. I cry sometimes when I'll tell you a personal story. Please, personal story. About 1 month ago, I was doing a walk Saturday evening. And as I was coming back, I saw a woman carrying a baby. No, you can come. So I can stop because this thing is doing me one kind. I saw a woman carrying a baby and dragging another boy. As I walked past, and I saw the boy like, he was doing like this. And at a point, maybe a few kilometers away, the boy just sat down and said he's not walking again. And about that time, I just walked past them. And the boy was like, hey, I'm hungry, I can't go again. And the woman was like cussing, saying, whoa, need do to me, Joe, and this and that. What else do you want me to do? And left him, I was going. And I walked past that. 2 steps, I stopped. Like, what did I just see here? This is a boy, Max, 5 years old, hungry as hell, could not walk again. And this is a woman with another baby on her back, going and angry. And what else do you want me to do? I was like, yeah, wait. Oh boy, what's the problem? Okay, you being by me. And then I called the woman, come back here. This is your baby, come back. What's the problem? They went to see somebody since morning, and the person didn't see them. The truth is that they are hungry. I said, this boy is hungry. He said, but there's no money. This was like maybe 9 o'clock in the night. I said, where's your husband? I said, your husband has left you. Yes. What do you do? I'm a cleaner. Where? Mention one company somewhere in Surrey. I was like, okay, where are you going now? This is 9 past. Where are you going? That walk is still going to continue another 45 minutes. And then I couldn't take it again. So I was like, okay. One thing after the other. You're all hungry. Follow me. I walked back to a junction, on a Aboki Indomie, sat down. Please, serve all of them food. POS, give me 20K. And I gave. But you see, that thing messed up my brain. It messed up my brain. Because, let me give you a few scenarios. And please, I'll be a bit graphical. If anybody sees that woman, even with that 20K I gave, if I say, follow me now, I have to sleep with you before you get it. Tell me how on earth she will say no. Tell me. She can't say no. That means, in the desperation of what she was going through, she was worth less than 20,000 naira. That's 1. 2, she's a cleaner. Salary per month, net, max, 40K. Sorry, 22,000 naira. This is a 5-year-old boy. This is another 2-year-old on her back. Husband is gone. How on earth can I change this person's destiny now? I can't even give you a job. And that thing messed me up for like a week. See, that's why you have to be good, and you have to get a job that earns you good money. It's a destiny matter. It's a matter of life and destiny. And then you have to now break that chain, or else that woman now, tell me how that son, those 2 boys will not be riffraffs soon. Tell me. So, that's why I'm particular about people getting jobs. And yes, public announcement. Even if you want to go and run your own business, personal encouragement, get a job first. And use a percentage of that salary to... Don't be broke on your passions. I'm saying it again, ILORIN. Don't be broke on your passion. Don't have dreams without itesele. So I want you to do me a favor. Some of you are in your final year. I hear some people are graduating in a few months. So you are graduating soon. Raise your hand. Okay. Wow. Okay. So with my practice, we are doing something. It's important that your very first job is, see, it can turn your life around. So there's something we're doing as a business to make it easier for you to get your first job. Right? With your permission. I don't know if they can project it. It is at Alan and Grant. You can follow on any platform. Just follow, because in another 1 week or 1 month, we'll make that announcement for you to apply, and we'll take all the CVs. The goal is to train 5,000 people and place about 40% in jobs within 2.5 years. Clap if you want to, please. So it is Alan and Grant. ALANDGRANT. On Instagram, there is a .ng. On Twitter, LinkedIn, it's at Alan and Grant. That's ALANDGRANT. Did you get it? I should say it again. ALAN, Alan, single L. Did you get it? You got it? Then ANT, as in AND, AND. Then Grant without an S, GRANT. Better still, follow the Instagram, and so you can see the website, and then you can go and do that. In 1 month's time, we will make that announcement. For you and family members and friends, and we have roles across the country, actually. We have roles across the country, I'm serious. We got a brief this week where we need to bring in 300 people for one organization, and I'm dead serious. That's one. Two, I know you will have questions I can't answer now, because I think we should be flying to the airport any moment from now. Like I did in Ibadan, and I found joy in it. I loved it. I'm not asking for followers. I just want to be able to answer some of your questions, because I know you have quite a lot. Follow, send me a DM, and give me a day or two. I will always answer. Is that okay? Okay, so that's the Alan and Grant handle. Thanks guys. Thank you. That's the Alan and Grant handle. Just follow, and we'll release more information in a week or two, or 1 month max. My own personal handle is just Gbenga Totoyi, at Gbenga Totoyi, Totoyi. It's been fun. I've enjoyed myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Please, can we celebrate Mr. Gbenga? Why are you sitting down celebrating him?